Alright guys, y'all gonna have to excuse my rough tone and my grudgingly accent and all of these things right here for the time being. But I had to sound kind of different for my people and my fans in the Missouri Pietati and Dago. Because man, heaven is falling. And it fell in the late 90s and early 2000s, but I had no idea it did. So please forgive me for my poor quality in my recording sessions and all these things like it. But understand that I'm God and I love you. But know this right here. War against the Lord is not the type of situation that people would say, you know, in normal circumstances. So if somebody has a war against the Lord, it implies there's some supernatural, you know, direct cycles going on. And so with that being said, you understand that a war against God is different than a war with the man of the century. Because the devil will kill you with a lot of evil and darkness. But if the Lord fights, it's because he must, no matter what. Is always the same on the contrary. Now, if God is under attack or turmoil, which Cabo said ways, that means that there's something that mankind is doing that's unnatural. And if mankind is attacking God with such intensity that nobody else can help him or do anything, then it's a glitch and a major hindrance. But understand that the first couple seconds of this recording wasn't the reason why I'm trying to get your attention. It means that God is here in the earth, but he's not in a place or the position people thought or expected him to be in. So if God is here and nobody cares, then that means he's not the one chosen for the cleric. But if God is in a position where he must be chosen against his will, then that means God is the one chosen for the dare. So if God is chosen for the dare, then he cares. But if not, he ain't nowhere ever for them to be seeing him there. Meaning he ain't the one chosen for it if they don't care, but he is the one chosen for it if they want it to be. But this is me, the Dexter or the Ellie or whatever you want to call it. But know this, the spirit sway index is the only Alviato relation for me, no matter what, because that's what they said happened in the 90s and the 2000s. So that's what I say and go on. And so nobody told me that I was the one chosen for anything, but I ran into the situation without knowing or expecting anything in particular. And so I had to see what I was up against with righteous wisdom and not violence or wicked intention. So I had to wait until y'all was able to see what I could say. And when I did, I realized I was outnumbered and overmatched. So I replied and responded in poetry scraps. That's the only thing that I had in defense of what I was facing. And so I reply and respond in poetry, and then I win. And because everything stops. And that's what I need in that situation, right? So everything that was happening, take a break. That means I won in the poetry, argument, in the afterlife, in the old days, right? Well, I didn't win the way rap artists would. See, the culture would. See, I didn't win the way community of people think I should. So I didn't get a chance to. Black Rover Nation, Wadroko. So I didn't get a chance to fight according to the war weapons that people had provided for me. Instead, I used wisdom to create something else entirely different. And when I finished it, there was nothing else to be said about it. And so when I won, I didn't care about anything else other than creating more rhyming. And that's the way I was the whole time, rhyming. It was never no violence. But over time, it became something okay and compliant with me, even though I myself didn't do anything to cause it for me or to myself. So over time, it got to this point in a series of a lot of Payoso movements and the Payoso Kangos. So a lot of stuff that wasn't supposed to happen compiled up and compounded until it got to where I'm actually somebody who could be in the ring. When at first it was unpeaceable way in any which way at first, a couple years ago. And so since now I'm in a position where I can fight and I must, it means I don't want to, but I had to for guts. Now the fight don't mean the same thing for the righteous innocent. The righteous innocent is the only one up, but it don't mean fighting like how mankind do it with the wicked. See, that's the opposite of me, the wicked. The righteous innocent is me. So I'm not the way I was expected to be, but I'm not evil or anything like that. So when I did what I should, they ran. But when I did what I couldn't, they lived. And see, when I did the things that they told me to, then I did everything that I said like kill. And then over time, they became something different. And I looked on and laughed with Kitchen. And I ain't say anything other than what they wanted to hear. I just said the things that I felt at the time, and I've said the things that was happening to me from a perspective unbiased and untethered, because I had no experience in the cycle or no experience in the fighting for survival or no rival. So at the time, I didn't realize the predicament that I was in entirely. So I just did what I could about it from what I could see. But the people that was already here, they clacko kekos, man. They already was here and they know it. I am from a perspective of somebody who was not aware of any of the circumstances that was around me at any time until today, until now. And so I didn't know any of this was happening before I got here in life. And so when I found out, I can't have it. I live. But when I realized I want to rap, if you will, then I realized I want to rap naturally. Yeah, I just felt like I wanted to rap. I didn't know this would be attached to it. But then I learned this was attached to it. So when I felt like I wanted to rap, I had an urge to rap. That's all. That's what it's all about. And I love it separately as one man, not attached to no one else or anything else. And so I love the rhyme naturally. But when I do it, it was so much with it that I thought it was supposed to be like that. And when I realized it's not supposed to be like that, I wonder why is it happening here and it's not happening with others. And that was the beginning. So now I'm in a position of diverse precards in America because some people see me as an enemy in an unnatural way. So this unnatural way made an unnatural war against what I do and what I say, which is rap, because I love it to hear myself and also for others to hear me. But I can't do it if I'm under these conditions or predicaments. Now, as you might believe and expect, the spirit realm for me has been more active than it's ever been in 30 years. Why, Joe? That's all it. So I'm not that old, but I ain't never know that heaven and hell and earth look like this. You know what I'm saying? Wardrobe code. I never knew it and never understood it. Now, I do not listen or comply to anything evil in any which way. So don't try. But I will listen to reason and, things reasonable and understandably for that lady. Yeah, mighty, careful dots, all things good. Yeah, Pierre, Black Seiko, Wozo. Yes, sir. Tico Baviesado, set Watera, boom, Blaviacada, boom, Baviesado, boom, Black Croquet Taco, Black Martian Post, Black Martian Coete, and Black Homie Habsy. Off. Black Chad, West Side Yoko. Off that. It ain't the same thing. It don't sound like it. And that's the one that people thought it was saying that. But listen though, I'm naturally from heaven. Yeah, I'm the one that got the wings and stuff, right? But I can rap though. And some people knew it, but most people didn't. So the attack I've been under have been driven by people who envy. And they didn't care about anything that I remain silent when I shouldn't be silent about things that I love in my life. And so when I looked and paid attention to nothing in particular, they didn't care about anything else that I said or did in my life, except that I didn't do something that would reveal something that I had no knowledge or awareness of with other men or another man gassing, in their sight, if you will. So unrelated to me, to my perspective, because I didn't care. But if they already here, by the time I become aware, then it's weird. You know what I'm saying? So I did nothing wrong. I just asked forgiveness to the wrong God, right? And that's what happened. So I live life royally in a different way, according to righteous linen and contacted. Now, there was nothing more for me to say about anything else in the wonderment, but I did, and I kept everything holy. Now, the spirit realm is forceful, impulsive, and increasingly aggressive in a way that it never been with other people, to me. And to rap was the only thing I cared about. But the war against the Lord and the righteous innocent is an ever-ending thing. I mean, it never lasts in the opposite way. To war against God is civitar. Everything wars against God just by being there, accidentally. But to war against the Lord is personal, permanently, in every which way comes enmity. Now, if somebody know you righteous innocent, then all the things that shouldn't happen. But if somebody know you wicked, then all the things that could happen wouldn't happen for different reasons on both accords. If you wicked, you don't care. If you righteous innocent, you also don't care. But they don't understand that you don't care about different things that they don't care about. So I don't care the same way they don't care, but it's about different things in a situation. So the righteous innocent can live, even when they say he can't. But the wicked can live, even when they say he can. So if the wicked is there and the righteous innocent is there, then the righteous innocent is the winner, but the wicked is declared the winner in the sight of the wicked or the man. But if people there, I gotta say it like this, and I don't want to, because that's the only way that they can understand. So if the wicked there and the righteous innocent there, then the wicked don't have nothing to do with the righteous innocent. But if the wicked do something to the righteous innocent early, then the wicked will always be there with the righteous innocent arbitrarily. But the righteous innocent don't deserve the judgment of having that person there in any which way. And so that's the end and the beginning, if you will, depending on what you say. Why joke? Because the righteous innocent don't deserve the hell judgment, clay, which is something in hell for real, and some people know about it. And it means that the righteous innocent is suffering something that he is not assigned to from heaven, which is Yahshua. So I'll be there, but I can go. But something not supposed to happen to me or for me, but it can happen to others. And so a war with the Lord is weird, but it's not something that ever will last ever. Because a war with the Lord is already over as soon as it starts, just from perspectives. And that's the end. So God is here and the Lord is here. But the holy ta-ta-ta don't exist because it's not needed for the new world. But the holy ta-ta-ta was here for the earth after man fell for God's greatness or whatever. And so when man fell, the holy ta-ta came. But in the new world, the holy ta-ta is not needed. Yah mighty great Peter. All things needed. Like Peter. Yeah. And nothing else was wrong. Yeah. Except the fact that God was here. And the righteous innocent was there. And he was not prepared for the war that he would have to face later. But some don't see it as a war. They see it as a murder. They see it as a kill, a robbery. They see it as things from their perspective. But the wicked and the righteous innocent should never be in the same range or the method. Yeah, at any given time. They should never be in the same place for a prolonged period of time. Because they are two separate kayeses in every which way. And they don't have nothing to talk about. They talk to each other's groups personally, separately. You know, he stay to his group and I stay to my group. And that's the only way that it is. But if not, we are in a hydrix, a terrible hydrix in every which way. Because the righteous innocent is not eligible for anything the wicked can say at any time. But the righteous innocent live for a day in the flesh. True. But then he flies. The sky is the place for his rest. And that's it. The righteous innocent don't supposed to die, but he could in the sight of men. True. No offense, guys. But yes, God give love and all good offering to all people who listen to it and support it. Because it's done in good faith, help, and honorshment for understanding and sight for the public. Good love and hope and nourishment, and all people for the north and their corn, straight from heaven down to earth on a cleft and curse. I give love, order, structure to my nerfing. But that's the reason why my purpose. Ellie, or Dexter Jr., Dexter Ray Jr., Ellie Liz, all that. Yeah, it's been like 9 years since I became curious, but only like 1 year since I've been aware of my circumstances. I've year 2, 1.5 probably, maybe 2 at best. I don't.